quick word with the TUV leader, Jim Allister. Jim's on the line. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
COVID inquiry. Sir Michael McBride there today, the Chief Medical Officer for Northern Ireland. You've been watching the COVID inquiry, and I'm told you're trying to ask some questions at Stormont. Have you been successful or not?
Well, I've finally been successful in being able to table some questions. There was an incredible standoff during the week when the Executive Office was resisting the Business Office through which you table questions, me being allowed to ask questions. Finally, that battle has been won. The questions are now being tabled. We'll see what the answers are, but they're questions, indeed, quite like some of the questions that the Nolan show was trying to get answers to, like simple things like, why on earth, since they now say that they had found the allegedly lost handwritten notes back in last August, why were they not handed over to the inquiry until that fact was exposed at the first of the public hearing? How many civil servants, if any, are being disciplined for the mishandling of notes? Why are there not proper notes? Particularly, this is coming off the back of the RHI inquiry. Now, were no lessons learned from that notorious episode, because we even passed legislation in Stormont through my Functioning of Government Miscellaneous Provisions Private Members Bill, saying a mandatory requirement to make and retain notes, and yet it seems that there has been a failure to embrace the very basis of openness and transparency and the retention of proper notes within government.
Jim Allister, sorry to interrupt, and I know you don't have much time either. We have asked the Executive Office why it took so long. We haven't got an answer back yet, but I suppose what they might say and what other parties on the Hill might say is, see the sorts of questions that you're asking, which cost time and money, they're all going to be answered at the inquiry. Just hold your horses.
Yes, in what, 2 years' time? When's this inquiry going to report? This inquiry is here for 3 weeks, then returns to London. It is a very long-term project. It will not be reporting anytime soon. Now is the moment that the public want to know the answers. The public's interest is excited by the fact that, how can it be that you run government, don't keep notes, lose notes, sit on notes, don't hand over notes? Those are very fundamental and pertinent and timely questions that need to be answered, particularly now that the Executive is back, particularly since it seems they learned nothing from RHI. Are they yet learning anything? I think that's the purpose of asking these questions.
But your legal colleagues at the inquiry, which is happening just across the road from the BBC at the Clayton Hotel, those questions are being asked there day and daily. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Nolan TV show on Wednesday night. They forensically went through some of the evidence which is already in the public domain. You can watch it again on the iPlayer. Yes. Really, really good journalism. I would recommend people watching it. Those sorts of questions are still being asked, Jim.
Yes, but the Nolan show has been asking very pertinent questions, which the departments have been refusing to answer. Now, as an MLA, I'm asking those questions, and with difficulty, I've been able to table the questions. Now, let's have the answers. What is there to hide in answering questions such as this? And the fact there's been resistance to allow them to be asked and resistance to answer them, say, from the Nolan show, is suggestive that really we're still in that secret place that the RHI inquiry exposed, and government really needs to front up to its protestations of belief in openness and transparency.
I know you have to go, but in a sentence or two, there's a happy ending to this story. You are being allowed to table these questions, yeah?
Well, the happy ending will be proper answers. Let's see what the answers are. There is a certain skill within the Executive Office of not answering questions and therefore forcing me and others to reframe the question and come back again and again and again until you do get the answer. I just appeal to them. Be honest, be open, be transparent, answer the questions. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Jim Allister, have a good day.